Okay, it should be a really interesting competition this morning. We've got some big names that aren't actually here through injury or illness. There's no Amelie Kaze, the triple world champion. There's no Donata Rimsati, who's still struggling with a terrible flu illness that's affected her all season. World champion from 2009, Kan Chen, isn't here. And also Aya Madani, who won the World Cup in Hungary. So the field really is quite wide open. Lena Schönborn's got to be the big favourite to take the gold here, but then looking at the rest of the field, you could look at the list of names and you really feel that there's Olympic places up for grabs here. There are 3 places up for grabs. Assuming Schönborn comes in the top 3, then that means there are places further down because Schönborn's already qualified, so it should be really interesting. I would say look out for Anastasia Prokopenko. She's really very, very fast at the running side of things and the combined. And also Laura Sadaskaite is also incredibly fast at the combined event. She's coming back to full form. Should be really interesting to see how she does. Now she's already qualified as well for the Olympic Games, so we could see some places up for grabs a little bit further down the field here, that down to like 5th, 6th and 7th place because of athletes who've already qualified earlier. It's a magnificent stadium in here. Conditions, of course, we're in an indoor stadium, so there's no blaming weather or sunlight for anything that goes wrong here. Should be fascinating, and we're going to enjoy it for sure. So here we go, early in the morning, here at Moscow, this incredible building, and on the left, Sylwia Czodzinska of Poland. On the right, Laura Sadaskaite, former world #1 on the right, and coming back to full fitness, having had a child. And she's medalled in the last 2 events, Laura, as well, so she's really starting to come back to some sort of form, considering she's not fully fit. And Czodzinska's style, she's done it again. It's the praying mantis style, we call it, and she just prods out with that little right arm, and she's a long angly girl, and there she did it again, just a little wrist touch. How many times does she gain points by doing that? So here we go, early in the morning, Laura Sadaskaite on the left, former world #1 and Olympic qualifier, medalled in her last 2 events. On the right, Yang Soo-in of Korea, also a qualifier for the Olympic Games, so this could well be one of the bouts we see at the Olympics, quite likely. So far, nobody's really got any scores on the board yet. This is the first round of matches, and everybody's nice and fresh, so lots of nice jumping around from everybody, but 2.5 hours later you're surely going to be seeing a few tired limbs out there. Nobody's made a really big move yet so far, but Yang Soo-in comes in, and Sadaskaite, just a lovely little parry there, and then follows through, and Laura Sadaskaite takes the victory, 24 points towards her total. On the left is Laura Sadaskaite, on the right is Mina Jong of Korea, Sadaskaite from Lithuania, of course. If you've lived on Mars for the past few years, this girl's one of the top stars of modern pentathlon. Just rearranging her outfit there. Quite an interesting field here. There's no one here who's actually been a past world champion, so we're going to see a new world champion crowned today. All eyes looking at Lena Schönborn, of course, who's really dominated over the past few months. She was world #1 after last year, and herself and Kaze have had a bit of a battle. Nobody making a big move here, and this is how Laura has tended to fight her bout so far. She's just looking for her opponent to make a move and then looking to come in with a parry riposte. There you see, she's just knocking the blade away from Jong, and Jong is saying, oh, and well, Jong came in and Sadaskaite's parry just didn't work. She missed the blade altogether, and there's only one result from that then, a victory for Jong from Korea and a defeat from Sadaskaite. So on the left from Italy, Sabrina Crognale. On the right, Leila Ginashai of Hungary. Crognale from Italy, and in head-to-heads between the two, Crognale leads 4-2. And so far, Ginashai's got a 1-4 record. She's only won 1 out of her first 5 bouts, so not a good start for the Hungarian. Crognale is 2 and 3, so these two both at the moment got a losing record. There's a chance there for Guinashahi, but she didn't take it. You felt that if she'd been a bit stronger with her fence, she could have had that, but Cognale defended superbly. 15 seconds to go. The move from Cognale, the flesh comes in, and Guinashahi just didn't seem strong enough in that particular bout, and the victory for Cognale. On the left, Lavinia Benesio, and on the right, Sarvolta Kovac, both in equal 6th place at the moment with 4 victories and 3 defeats. And in head-to-heads between these two, they're currently standing at 2 apiece. So this could go either way here. This is almost certainly the most important fence of the year between these two in this World Championships. Kovac, World Junior Champion, and oh, beautiful move. And Benesio tries to put in the parry, but she can't deflect the épée away, and Kovac takes the victory. Here we are on our main piece. Sabrina Cognale of Italy on the left, Sarvolta Kovac of Hungary on the right, the World Junior Champion. Kovac leads 3-2 in head-to-heads here and is in the top half of the leaderboard. She has a winning record, 4 and 3 so far after 7 bouts. The officials just oh right, yes, we have a slight problem with the clock. The clock never started. So he's making a sort of manual judgment there that we had about 10 seconds, give or take. And let's go again. Good spot, referee. Timekeeper gets a slap on the wrist for not noticing that. That's the only job for her. As a double hit. Kovac slaps her face mask with frustration. She's had a couple of defeats out there, and she has been fencing all the Hungarians have been fencing very well over the last few. Adrian Toff in particular. There's another double hit. Toff, of course, medalled at the European Championships. Took the silver medal. Great performance, and you really felt that was a breakthrough result for her, and she's now seen as one of those performers that you put in the top 10. So coming into the last 20 seconds. Oh, well, a wonderful touch from Cognale over the top. She just arched away as Kovac came in, and a little touch on the wrist or the lower arm, and a victory for Italy. On the left, Lavinia Benesio of Italy. On the right, Leila Guinashahi of Hungary. Guinashahi is 2 and 5 in her record so far, and Benesio is 4 and 3. So Benesio had a better start. They're 2-2 in head-to-heads, and Benesio gets the touches. Guinashahi comes in with a flesh attack, but parried away, and an easy touch there for Benesio. On the left is Sarvolta Kovac of Hungary, the World Junior Champion. On the right, Annika Schloh of Germany, medalist at World Cup number 4 in Chengdu, China, and a real name for the future, this girl as well. So both these girls are going to be fighting many times over the world circuit in years to come. They've had an incredible head-to-head. They've fought 11 times, and Schloh leads 6-5. We'll make that 7-5 to Schloh now in the head-to-heads as she gets the touch there. And a good 24 points for the German. And on the left, Leila Guinashahi of Hungary. On the right, Eva Trautmann of Germany. Both of them having not a great time of it. Trautmann is 4 and 5, and Guinashahi's got a worse record than that. They fought each other 11 times in the last couple of years on the World Tour, and Trautmann on the right leads 7-4, so you'd think the German would be the slight favourite to take this bout, going on past records. And Guinashahi will be well aware of that Trautmann has won twice as many bouts against her than she's won, so she's been a lot more careful here. Guinashahi typically does crack, and she goes for the flesh attack, and here she's saying to Trautmann, look, you've got to do something if you're going to win this. 5 seconds to go, And now we're in that zone where neither athlete wants to give away points, and if there is no hit within the next 5 seconds, then, or 6 seconds, sorry, then nobody scores. So we do get to this little bit of a kamikaze style attack where it is very risky. It's high risk from both athletes, but this was Gunashai's tactic for sure. She wanted to wind the clock down. She feels that she's possibly got a better chance in this zone here, and 2 seconds to go. The worst result really is a no result here for these two, and Gunashai comes in again, and the clock is down. It's a no scoring contest, and it's the first time. In fact, I was just looking at the records, they have had one no scoring contest before, and so it is possible. And in fact, it was at the last time they fought each other at the Senior European Championships. It was a no score then as well, so that's 2 in a row in that bout. Sarolta Kovac on the left and Ava Chapman on the right. In head-to-heads, they're 4 apiece, so nothing in it between these two. This should be Kovac is actually in 4th place at the moment, 6-3, 6 wins and 3 defeats. So she's quite highly placed. The Hungarians have been fencing very well indeed. Troutman at the moment in the lower half of the leaderboard, so she's going to want to pick up a few victories here if she can. And Kovac, a wonderful little move here, and she was just too fast for Troutman, and Kovac takes the points. On the left is Leila Gunashai of Hungary. On the right, Annika Schlo of Germany. In head-to-heads, Gunashai leads 6-3, so she's got a bit of an advantage here over the young German. Currently, though, it's Schlo who's doing well on the leaderboard, and Gunashai is on the final page of the leaderboard. She's 3-6 so far, 3 wins and 6 defeats. So not a good start for Gunashai here, and we've yet to see her record a victory. Oh, well, that was a double hit. Schlo came in with the attacking move, and Gunashai just managed to get the épée up in time. Here we go again. Halfway through. Oof. Opportunity there for Gunashai. And another double hit there. You just feel that Gunashai, she's just on a little bit of a low in terms of her fencing at the moment. She's, you feel there's much more to come from this girl on the fencing side of things. Épées get tangled up again, and yet another double hit. 12 seconds to go. Well, we've just seen a no-scoring contest between Gunashai and Troutman, so... Oh, well, an attempted move there from Schlo, and Gunashai this time was a little bit quicker coming in over the top and just got the touch there. Victory for Gunashai. So on the left from Germany is Ava Troutman. On the right is Mary Spence of Great Britain. Spence leads 5-3 in head-to-heads, and currently Spence is on page 1 of the leaderboard here. She's had a good start this morning. Fencing is one of her stronger elements. She took a silver medal in the Commonwealth Fencing Championships with Scotland. And a touch there, well, she made that look very easy, didn't she? I thought she was in trouble in that particular bout, and she she makes a little comment to her fellow partner. I think she senses that maybe luck was a little bit on her side, but her fencing ability got her out of that situation. On the left from Germany, Annika Schlo, and on the right is Heather Fell from Great Britain, the Olympic silver medalist. In head-to-heads, Fell leads by 7 bouts to 3 with 1 tie. And Fell has had a great start this morning. She's in 5th place, 7-4. She has had a few disappointing events of late, and she wasn't that thrilling in the semi-finals here in qualification. She just managed to squeeze in 18th position, but she started superbly here in the fencing. And her and her partner, Mary Spence, both doing very well, both on page 1 of the leaderboard. So far, 15 seconds to go. And nothing in particular here. Schleur's quite happy to just let the clock go down at the moment. She'll know that Fell is the one who wants to make the move here, and now with 5 seconds to go, Schleur's coach just saying that she should have been prodding away there. She could have had a chance of winning that as Fell went past, and Schleur takes the victory. Well, we got into that strange twilight zone of bouts, and Fell stays out for the next bout. Eva Trautmann from Germany on the left. Heather Fell, the Olympic silver medalist, on the right from Beijing. And Fell leads 6-5 in head-to-heads. This is just a slight favourite here, but on the leaderboard, Heather Fell's doing very well. She's currently in 4th place. She needs to have a good fence to start her day off well. She's not been in the best of form of late and has been looking better here. She's Mary Spence doing well as well. Eva Trautmann currently 4 and 7 on the leaderboard, so she's towards the bottom end of the table, but it's all down to these particular bouts, and with 20 seconds to go, no particular move from anybody yet. We've seen from Trautmann in the past that she can be happy just letting the clock go down, and we've seen a no scoring contest from her so far already here, and there's a double hit. Well, Trautmann's had a no scorer in the last round, and she's 9 seconds away from doing it again. Very happy to let the clock. There's another double hit. 5 seconds to go. These are big bouts for Heather Fell. She has been struggling with form of late, and it's really important to try and get every 24 points possible on here. Another double hit, and now we're getting into this. 2 seconds to go. This could be the last chance for either fencer to score. And in the end, with 1 second, it's Trautmann who gets the touch. We really got into that toss of a coin. It was roulette fencing, wasn't it, really? Toss of a coin, both of them fly in there, and in the end, Heather Fell pulls her face, but she'll be disappointed she didn't sort of take advantage earlier, maybe. So on the left, Annika Schleur, medalist in Chengdu, China. On the right, it's Mary Spence, who took the silver medal at World Cup #1 in Palm Springs. Has been a little bit disappointing since, to be honest, and she was very disappointed with her form in the last 2 events in Great Britain. She's doing well so far. She's on page 1 of the leaderboard, Spence, with a positive record, and Schleur is around mid-table at the moment. So looking at the leaderboard, Rubleska currently 12 and 1, Schoenborn 10 and 3, so good starts for 2 of the top fencers here in this competition. But Spence is likely to be up there. She has won the fencing competition before. She is one of the best fencers out there, and but in head-to-head she's actually 6-5 down to Schleur, so there's something about Schleur's style that seems to have set Mary Spence, and oh, chance there for Spence, but she just couldn't get the épée up quickly enough. And a double hit and 9 seconds to go, so we're now into this little area of uncertainty now. If it gets to 0, we have a no scoring contest, and Spence comes in with the attack, and there's a smile between the athletes. Mary pulls her face. She's happy with that one. 4 seconds to go, and there's 24 points for Mary Spence. So here we go on the left, it's Heather Fell of Great Britain, the Olympic silver medalist. On the right, the top Russian in this competition, there's no Donata Rimsaita here, Evdokia Gritichnikova, who has dipped in form over the past year or so, but she's really trying to come back and have a big attempt at making a medal here. And in head-to-heads, they're 4 each. So far, neither fencer really making a big move. Gritichnikova is actually high up on page 1 of the leaderboard. She's currently in 3rd place, so doing very well. And Heather Fell's also on page 1. She's in 5th at the moment. So this is a top of the table clash. And a victory for Gretichnikova. She comes in with a flesh attack, and the crowd, there's not exactly a big crowd here, but the crowd who are here cheering away, the coaches loving that. There's a lot of hopes on Gretichnikova here today. So on the left, Mari Spence of Great Britain. On the right is Ekaterina Kurashkina of Russia. In the head-to-head, Spence leads 5-3, and Spence currently in 6th place with an 8-5 record. Kurashkina is also on the top half of the leaderboard. Spence had a very disappointing European Championship. She finished. Oh, there's a lovely touch from Kurashkina. Really sharp fencing, and the Russians are loving that one. Guys, the coaches down here just below us are really going crazy, and a win for Kurashkina. On the left is Heather Fell from Great Britain. On the right, Ekaterina Kurashkina of Russia. Fell leads 6-5 in head-to-heads between these two, so they've fought a lot over the past few years on the World Tour. And Fell, so far, she's in 5th place on the leaderboard, doing pretty well. Kurashkina is in the top half of the leaderboard, but not doing as well as Fell, but she's got a lot of local support. They've gone very quiet here as they watch this bout. So far, nothing much happening. Kurashkina actually won an event here, the Kremlin Cup, which was a pentathlon event outside of the World Tour. It still had all the world's top stars in it, and Kurashkina went and took it, so she's really starting to come back to some form. Oh, Heather Fell, can't believe she hasn't taken that one, but Kurashkina keeps nibbling away, and at her 2nd or 3rd opportunity finally got the touch, and Heather Fell knows that she should have had that. But victory for the Russian and Kurashkina. So far, the Russians are doing superbly on this round of fencing. So here's a real big battle. Mari Spence on the left, currently in 6th place with a record of 8-5. And on the right, Evdokia Gretichnikova, the Russian number 1. There's no Donata Rimsaita here, and Gretichnikova in 3rd place at the moment with a really good record, and should be interesting. Oh! That's great fencing there. These two are very good fencers. Spence leads 4-3 in head-to-heads. These two are always on page 1 of the leaderboard when it gets to the end, and Gretichnikova somehow gets that. Spencer's having a little look to say, are you sure there was a touch there? I'd be interested to see that. I don't have a replay monitor in front of me, but it'd be interesting to watch that on a replay again. And there's victory for Russia. On the left, Polina Struchkova of Russia. On the right, Freya Prentice of Great Britain. Prentice qualified for the Olympic Games at the European Championships recently. Finished inside the top 9. And so far is in 8th place here in this fencing. She started off well, and she's one of the top Brits. She's only been competing seriously for the past couple of years, but has really moved into a very good position. And head-to-heads between these two, Struchkova leads 3-2. And the Russians are always very, very good at the fencing. Got a real heritage for this particular discipline. 15 seconds to go. And Struchkova comes in. Prentice goes over the top. Struchkova wants to check the blade. Everything looks okay. And yep, the referee says that's nothing wrong with that. So Struchkova, sure she'd got it, but it's a win for Prentice. And Struchkova, who's currently down in 24th place, it's not been a good start for her at all today. And she'll drop further now. So on the left is Yulia Kolegova of Russia. On the right, Katie Burke of Great Britain. Katie Burke currently mid-table with a record of 8-9. Just having a clock problem there. I have to get that going again. So Burke is mid-table currently. Kolegova is actually 4th from bottom. She's had a terrible time here at the fencing. Usually a fair bit better than this, but today's just not been her day. In head-to-heads they are 4 each, so nothing between them over the last 8 meetings. And as usual, the first half of the bout is just taken up with a bit of feeling each other out and just getting a feel for the bout, but they only have 1 minute to get a touch. And if nobody touches in that time, it's a no-scoring bout. We've seen one of those already earlier. So we're 3/4 of the way through now. 15 seconds to go, and that could have gone either way. Kolegova just got the touch fractionally before Katie Burke. Could easily have been a double hit, that one, and points to Kolegova. Paulina Struchkova on the left, Katie Burke on the right. Struchkova currently in 24th place and Burke currently 15th place, so Struchkova normally does better at the fencing. In the head-to-heads between these two, Struchkova leads 4-2, so as you can see already on the piece, she's the dominant one. She's starting to push Burke back a little bit here. And a flesh attack from Struchkova, and Katie Burke didn't have any response to that whatsoever. So on the left, Yulia Kolegova of Russia. On the right is Freya Prentice of Great Britain. Kolegova currently 4th from bottom, having a torrid time out there. Freya Prentice currently in 8th place, and you could say she's in the form of her life really at the moment. Qualified for the Olympics, as we see a double hit there. She qualified for the Olympics at the last event, the European Championships. And in head-to-heads, Prentice actually leads 5-4, so she really has got a grip of this fencing event, which sometimes can make life difficult. We'll go again. 28 seconds to go. Prentice and Kolegova going at it. 24 points to stakes here in this particular bout, and Kolegova just made that look so easy, and I think she's just caught Freya Prentice napping a little bit there. Prentice won't be happy with that. She didn't really respond to Kolegova's move, and I think Kolegova was expecting a bit of an attempted parry, and it just never happened. Here we are on our main piece. It's Katie Burke on the left and Lena Schoenborn on the right, the Olympic champion. And Schoenborn currently in 2nd place on the leaderboard, doing really well here. She's 15-4 in the competition. Katie Burke currently 15th place. She's just dropped down a little bit recently. And Schoenborn, the big favourite to win this event, to win her first World Championship, as we see a double hit there. Schoenborn took the World Cup final at Greenwich Park in London. She took the European Championships just a few weeks later over at Medway Park. And here she is looking for a pretty unique treble of World Cup final, European Championships and World Championships. She really is in the form of her life at the moment. I was chatting to her yesterday as Katie Burke straightens her epi, and Lena was saying that even though she knows she's up at the top, she's still setting herself targets, and I think you may remember how upset she was after her ride at Medway. Even though she was still within a good chance of a medal, she was very unhappy with the way her ride went. Very disappointed. 10 seconds to go here now. So suddenly, Katie Burke has defended this away. Schoenborn's definitely the aggressor here, and Burke is just, I think that's the 3rd or 4th double hit in this bout. Now with 9 seconds to go. Now the pressure's on Schoenborn here to try and get points out of this. And doesn't she make that just look so easy? Burke comes in, and Schönborn just over the top, into the shoulder. Good victory for the Olympic champion. Here we go on the left, it's Freya Prentice of Great Britain, who's just hanging in around that top 10 area. And on the right, it's Janine Coleman of Germany, who's currently in 16th place with a 9 and 10 record. Coleman. They're 1-1 in the head-to-heads, but this one goes to Germany as Jan Bartu, the British coach here, just not very pleased at all with that. He's shaking his head, big frown on his face. In his view, that's Freya giving away 24 points, and each 24 points equals 6 seconds at the end of the day when it comes to the combined, so you can directly correlate performances here. On the left from Great Britain, Katie Burke. On the right, it's Janine Coleman. Both in and around mid-table at the moment. Burke has a 2-1 lead in the head-to-heads, so there's a slight advantage for Katie Burke on the left, you would say. Katie, one of the new young Brits who's come onto the scene. And a touch for Coleman. And at the moment, the Brits not having a good time out here. Well, this should be a very interesting bout indeed. On the left is Freya Prentice of Great Britain. On the right, Olympic champion Lena Schönborn of Germany. Schönborn currently number 2 on the leaderboard. Prentice in and around 8th, 9th place. But I'm quite shocked looking at the head-to-heads. Prentice leads by 8 bouts to 2 in head-to-heads. So something to do with a particular style, whether Prentice particularly likes fencing against left-handers or something, but I don't think I've seen Schönborn have such a losing record to anybody on the tour, so this should be very interesting indeed. So far, oh, and Schönborn gets a touch, and just a little bit too fast there for Prentice. And Schönborn, who's really looking very, very strong indeed, comes away a solid victory. So here we go on our main piste, and on the left it's Lena Schönborn, the Olympic champion. On the right, Adrian Toth of Hungary. Schönborn from Germany. In head-to-heads, it's 8-3 to Schönborn, so she would be the big favourite here. And currently on the leaderboard, she's currently in equal 2nd place with a 17 and 6 record. And Adrian Toth has had a torrid time today. She won the fencing at the European Championship. She was superb that day. She was by far the best fencer. And it's incredible how the mighty can fall, because today she's currently 5th from bottom in the leaderboard. She really has just been all at sea. I would love to go and ask her what the difference is between today and she wins this one really against the form, but Lena Schönborn just shakes her head. But Adrian Toth, well, she's got a lot of making up to do here, and not many people have had victories over Schönborn. I think that's only the 4th defeat she's had all day. But on the left, Janine Coleman of Great Britain. On the left, Janine Coleman of Germany. On the right, Adrian Toth of Hungary. Coleman around mid-table, currently in 23rd place with a 10 and 13 record, 10 wins and 13 defeats. And Toth having a terrible time, currently in 33rd place with 7 wins and 16 defeats. Which is quite amazing considering she won the fencing in Medway at the European Championship. She'll take another bout there. She's making a recovery, but there's no smiles from Toth at all. She knows that her day, her chances of a medal may already be over, and we're not even into the 2nd event. They were just coming towards the end of the fencing event. That's supposed to flash. So here we go, clash of the titans here on piste I. Lena Schoenborn, the Olympic champion, on the left. Elodie Clouvel of France on the right. And Clouvel's really had a great fence so far today. She's up on page 1 of the leaderboard, currently in 7th place with a 13-10 record. Schoenborn currently in equal 2nd place. And these two are two of the biggest girls on the tour as well. Oh, an attempted move in from Schoenborn, but I think Clouvel, in a defensive manoeuvre, actually then prodded out and touched Schoenborn just before Schoenborn touched her, and a victory for Clouvel. And Lena Schoenborn, 2 defeats there on that particular round. That will drop her into the field. And Elodie Clouvel, who medalled at the World Cup final in Greenwich Park, she did very well there, and she's looking good here today. Fingers crossed for the line. Oh. On the left is Adrian Toth of Hungary. On the right, Natalia Coyle of Ireland. And Coyle has done fantastically yet again to qualify here. She really has moved into the, along with the big guns of world modern pentathlon. And it's not a surprise to see Ireland in a major final anymore. It used to be a real shock. It wasn't so long ago when we were celebrating Ireland's first ever finalist, and here we are. Coyle is making final after final. Very consistent performer. She's in the top half of the table at the moment. And Toth, who won the fencing at Medway Park, is not having a good time at all here. She's in the lower reach of the table. She takes that one over Coyle. So on the left here, Elodie Clouvel, a bronze medalist from the World Cup final this year from France. And on the right, Claudia Cesarini of Italy. Clouvel doing very well. Cesarini in 22nd place at the moment, 11-14 is her record. Clouvel currently in 7th place and having a good fence. She's likely to win the swimming, so Clouvel could well be top of the leaderboard after the 2 events if she does a good strong fence. So far in a bit of a stalemate here, just looking at the head-to-heads. Clouvel leads 6-5 in head-to-heads between these two. Oh, and well, Clouvel seems to have this little tactic nailed. She waits for her opponent to come in, and then Clouvel just sticks the arm out and touches the advancing arm coming in, and another victory for Elodie Clouvel. On the left, it's Adrian Toth of Hungary. On the right, Claudia Cesarini of Italy. Toth is moving up. She's won her last 4 bouts, but she was having a terrible time of things early. She was 4th from last position. Halfway through, no major move yet. Cesarini currently in 22nd place with a 11-14 record. 15 seconds to go. No major move from anybody yet. Just a bit of prodding here and there, just waiting for... Oh, attempt from Toth missed. Cesarini came in with the counter, but Toth just came in at the same time. So a double hit. 7 seconds to go. Time's flying, and Toth, the flesh attack. Little touch as she came in, light as a feather there. And yet another victory for Toth, who's really fencing so well now, but she must have started off terribly. And Toth is moving up. She's won her last 4 bouts. On the left is Elodie Clouvel of France. On the right, Natalia Coyle of Ireland. Clouvel on in 7th place at the moment with a 14-11. win-loss ratio. And on the right, Kyle is currently in 18th place. 12 and 13 is her record, so slightly losing record. Clivell just can't seem to do any wrong at the moment. Another victory there over Kyle. And Elodie Clivell, who is likely to win the swimming, should be very good after the 2 bouts. Okay, we'll have a break. I think there's... On the left, Claudia Cesarini of Italy. On the right, Anastasia Prokopenko of Belarus. Prokopenko could well medal here today. She's certainly one of the fastest runners out on the field. And so far, neither of these high up the leaderboard. Both from our mid-table. Prokopenko gets the touch. There's a lunge and a touch. I think it was on the knee in the end. Prokopenko very happy with that. She's currently in 12th place with a 13 and 12 record, so that'll improve her standing a little bit. Chris came here to be on the floor for sure. On the left, it's Natalia Coyle of Ireland, left-handed. On the right, Yanni Marquez of Brazil. And Brazilian Marquez has been doing fairly well. They're 2 all in head-to-heads, these two, over the past couple of years. But Marquez is on page 1 of the leaderboard, so very good defence. But Coyle gets the touch there as Marquez comes in. She doesn't know anything about it. She didn't register anything. She felt that possibly she got the touch there. Funny face to pull. Yes. I think it's one of those bouts just to forget and get on with the next one. On the left is Claudia Cesarini of Italy, currently in 21st place with a 12 and 15 record. And she's up against, on the right, Yanni Marquez, who's in 7th place at the moment, has a winning record and has been very strong in the fencing. She's improving all elements, and didn't she make that look easy? The Brazilians below us really love that. A victory for Marquez, and another 24 points towards her total. Well, this is the last one. Then up towards the end of the competition. So coming towards the end of the competition here, they've been fencing for 2.5 hours. Really getting quite tired, some of these athletes. On the left, Natalia Coyle of Ireland, and on the right, Anastasia Prokopenko of Belarus. 1 all in the head-to-heads. And both mid-table at the moment. And Prokopenko, who could well take a medal here today, she knows that's a big hit, because every 24 points is another 6 seconds off her time when it comes to the combined. So she's currently in 15th place, Prokopenko, and that will just move her up a little bit more. And watch out for this girl, she could well be on the podium when it comes to the end of the day. So that completes our action for the fencing, and all the athletes who are just finishing off their final round here are all going to get ready, get into their swimming costumes and get ready for the swimming event.